Good day folks, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to another little chinwag. So I'm in Slovakia at the moment on a nice rainy day. I just want to touch up on something that I've noticed since being in Slovakia. I'm from the UK, as you might know if you follow my channel. If you don't, I'm from Wales in the UK, and at the moment the UK is going under quite significant changes in many ways. But one of the main things, and it's known pretty much worldwide to be honest, is the problem we're having with illegal immigration at the minute. It's becoming ridiculous. It's mad, yeah. So when you see footage of some of our cities and towns now, it's almost unbelievable. It's almost unreal to see certain places of how they've changed culturally, and anyway, I won't go too deep into all of that. I'm just saying there's a big change. Everyone's noticing it, and you know, the white man is becoming quite a minority in my country, or has been over the last few decades really, I guess, in certain places. But I've brought myself to Slovakia here, and we were in Poland just a few months ago as well, and they have quite strict immigration laws here. And I'm not going to lie to you guys, I've been to Bratislava. I was there for 2 days, and I've just taken myself on a road trip around the rest of the country here now. That's what I'm doing. But apart from in Bratislava, where there was tourists of course, I haven't seen any quote-unquote immigrants, illegal or otherwise. It's amazing, it's mad. It's like everyone is pretty much Slovakian that I'm seeing, you know. And I've been speaking to some of the Slovakians, and they have said, you know, they vouched for that. The government are very strict on immigration, and that's why there's none here really, unless they've got qualifications, unless they've got, you know, skills that are needed or whatever, or they've got a good head on their shoulders. Whereas in my country, we're getting all sorts of people coming over with no documents, all that kind of stuff. So it's a very different experience. So I've noticed the difference massively from my own country, well, Wales, England, and compared to here. It's amazing. It's just, amazing is not the right word. It's fascinating. And until you take yourself out of the UK, guys, you know, a lot of people spend a lot of time in the UK. They don't get away too much, or maybe they'll go on holiday once a year or something. But come to somewhere like Eastern Europe, Slovakia, Poland, I'm guessing a lot of the countries around here are quite similar, and come and see the difference. Culturally, it's, you know, here they're just solid with their culture, with their way of living. Everything is the same. They're such a strong culture, if that makes sense. You know, they're very hardy. At this time of the year now, I've seen everyone's got their logs stocked ready for the winter. They're just very traditional way of living. You know, it probably hasn't changed for hundreds of years, the way they kind of do things in certain ways. Whereas in my country, it feels like our culture is definitely going. You know, it's, in some places it's gone. In my eyes, it's gone. I don't visit cities and that too much anymore, but I can imagine if I did, it'd be quite a shock. So, but even in small little towns, villages, places that I visit in the UK, it's noticeable. And like I say, in Poland, in Slovakia here, there's none of that at all. So just makes you think, you know, where's the UK going to be 10 years? I just think of my nephew, to be honest with you. Like, you know, I'm not going to tell you my age, guys, but you know, I've lived life without phones, I've lived life without internet, I've lived life a basic-ish way, if you know what I mean. I know what life was like before technology, that kind of thing. So you can see the change, you can see how it's changed, do you know what I mean? The older well, not the older they are, if you're got a few years behind you, you're going to notice the change. But then you've got kids like my nephew, who's 8 years old. He's not going to see the change. This is just going to be normal to him. And this has been my thoughts all along, is that once the elderly have gone, and the likes of myself, you know, 20-30 years or whatever, all the kids that are getting brought up now, this is normal to them. So culturally it's going to change massively, and nothing will be done about it. And when I come to countries like this and I see how they've held on to their cultures and how they're solid as a nation. As far as culture, like I say, and people, it's just saddening. It's really sad to see my country how it is, and how can I say, you can notice the upset, you can notice the sadness, you know, the vibe of the country is just, it's, yeah. Anyway, I'm not going to go into it too much, but I just wanted to tell you guys that the difference that I'm noticing here is just unbelievable. So I'll leave it there. I'm having a beautiful time here. Just wanted to have that little rant, and it just popped into my head while I was having this lovely little walk here. And it's something I have been thinking as I've been going around, looking out for immigrants and not seeing one. So Slovakia are doing something right, that's for sure, as well as Poland. So I think the UK, which kind of shows our government don't give a shit about us, about the people, because as far as I'm concerned, I think something could be done about what's happening, but it's not happening for some reason. Anyway guys, I'm just coming back to my car, a few minutes over here, halfway through a Slovakian road trip here. I'm right on the Polish border here. Poland's just beyond those trees there, just separated by a river. That's why I've just had this little walk. Alright folks, let me know your thoughts on that, if you've got any you know, any thoughts on what I've just been talking about, whether you're from Eastern Europe or whether you're from the UK and you're noticing the difference. Give us a shout, let me know what your thoughts are in the comments below. Alright guys, until the next one, take care of yourselves, have a little bit of fun if you can. Peace.